Good morning, Encino.
And the rotten carrot.
Oh no.
God, I forgot that was...
Guys, we're back.
Yeah, we're back. We're doing it. Good morning, Encino and the rotten carrot was something that Sam and I would say before playing, like...
Rock band.
And, like...
Guitar Hero
and karaoke. And I don't remember where it came from.
I do.
Well, I remember the rotten carrot specifically was this...
Oh, yeah.
That Sam and I didn't like eating carrots and sometimes would hide them in places and then they would turn up later when we were like 6 and 7.
Yeah.
But I don't... Good morning, Encino. I don't remember what that was from.
Hello, Encino. I think that was like something that Patchy the Pirate once said on SpongeBob.
Oh,
was it?
It might have been, because he's from Encino.
Really?
Yeah.
Right. And Encino is like, what, Nevada?
Maybe?
I thought it was close to
I don't know.
Las Vegas, but I'm probably wrong. It's probably California.
Yeah.
Welcome to Hit the Hay.
Yeah, welcome to Hit the Hay.
Well,
Yeah.
if
Full of
this-
in-jokes from when me and my brother were like 6.
Yeah.
if this is your first time listening, welcome. We talk about things and stuff.
Yeah.
We do. We're 3 dudes, a podcast was inevitable.
And like now we're on all podcasting platforms as well.
Welcome.
At least most of them.
If you're-
instead of just YouTube.
If you're listening on iTunes or Apple Podcasts, whatever
Or
it's called,
Spotify.
Spoofy,
Or Spoot.
or Anchor,
I
or if you're
hardly
just
know her.
if you're just tuning in to the good old fashioned YouTube.
Oh yeah. The
Oh,
classic.
speaking of the good old-fashioned YouTubes, Hammond, do you want a feud for views?
We'll talk.
Okay.
I thought like you've already tried.
I feel like that already happened.
You've already
We
tried.
canceled it.
Yeah, we
views.
canceled them for clout, which I would say is its own.
We got to have our Twitter beef that ends up just sending more people from either of our audiences our way to watch our videos.
Exactly.
I'm gonna start a meme restaurant where one of the dishes is Twitter beef.
Yeah. Gross. But
Hey, do you guys want to just like recite verbatim the my brother and me bit about old beef?
I don't know that.
yeah, I couldn't do it.
I don't know the bit.
Yeah.
Honestly, what do I pay you two for?
Regardless, welcome to anybody who may have not watched our podcast before
Yeah.
and is now doing so because we are more accessible.
Both welcome and I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can go through some of our old episodes if you haven't yet and enjoy the varying audio quality.
And if you're working for the Canadian government, welcome and bienvenue.
And I hope you like Bonhomme.
Yes.
Oh, that's a choice you made, I guess.
If you're involved in Canadian things, you better know who Bonhomme is.
Well, I
Apparently.
do. But it was just a weird choice for you to say it.
I'm just thinking, Canadian culture. There's Bonhomme. There's maple
yeah.
syrup.
There's
Yeah.
Bonhomme.
There's Bonhomme.
I would call Bonhomme specifically Quebec culture.
No, shut up. Leave me alone.
In this podcast, we exclusively talk about
Bonhomme.
weird Canadian provincial mascots.
Yeah.
And
There's
that's all.
Bonhomme. There's Wexit.
There's,
Hey, I'm Jim Wexer.
I'm Jim Wexit, and I want Alberta to secede.
oh no. There's Pinto the Bean,
That's
Bow Island, Alberta.
There's Anne of Green Gables.
Yeah, Anne of
Yeah.
Green Gables. There was one thing in Prince Edward Island.
Yeah.
No, they also have Red Dirt and Potatoes, which, to be fair, are also in Anne of Green Gables.
Yeah, Prince Edward Island just came to be as a result of being an Anne of Green Gables reference.
It's
Yeah.
the heart of the world.
Yeah. Let's stop talking about Anne of Green Gables before it truly
Before
triggers
we
the
both-
PTSD.
Apparently, it's really popular in certain circles in Japan.
Really?
Yeah, I've actually
Right.
heard that. There's an Anne of Green Gables anime.
I think there's more than one.
Yeah.
And there was a reference in Bungo Stray Dogs, except it was Anne of Abyssal Red.
Bungo Stray Dogs is a series I wanted to see but never did.
You know.
Well, it's like JoJo, but literature instead of music references.
Wow.
Right.
So, F. Scott Fitzgerald. Oh, Jesus.
Oh no.
Is a hilarious character.
I'm sure. Regardless.
And H.P. Lovecraft does show up.
our podcast is just full of BS. And for anyone hopping on to this new episode on your preferred listening platform,
why are you here? What
we
drew
hope
you
it's
in?
nice.
Honestly,
We talk about all of the pop culture things that you don't need us to talk
A
about.
lot of pop culture things. We go surfing on wikis, whatever cursed wiki we can find.
we pitch ideas to each other. We
Yeah.
play the occasional improv game. Not a lot.
Yeah, this is your classic three dudes in a room podcast.
Absolutely.
Which is, most podcasts out there.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, no,
but-
it's, you can't have three dudes together without a
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
It just happens, you know.
This is just
We
the
didn't-
natural
we
succession
didn't
of our friendship.
We didn't purchase this recording equipment. It appeared. I can't leave this place. Please help.
Actually, it was a Christmas gift.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking, I mean, now that we're just, I feel like this is now established as one of the episodes where we just kind of follow random rabbit holes.
Yeah.
This microphone,
For all
to-
you
it's very
sound
nice.
nerds out there.
yeah, we're coming at you with an ART C1 USB microphone.
Cool.
back
Those
it
are
up-
letters and numbers.
Yeah. To back it up, my brother and I have this.
Your brother,
Your
my brother, and I.
Wow. That yeah. So we've got this like kind of running, reoccurring thing during Christmas, where we don't even try to hide what we're buying each other.
Oh no, that's
for
me and my
Christmas.
dad.
To the point where I like Cam literally asked me what I want for Christmas, and I was like, I don't know, I'd like a new microphone for recording stuff, and they were just like, all right, let's go to Long and McQuaid, see what we can find.
Yeah.
Oh, I
And-
tell you, it's the exact same with my dad. He's like, hey Sam, what books do you want for Christmas? And I'm like, oh, these incredibly specific fantasy novels that are really hard to find.
Yeah.
And then he'll just like go on like one of those video email sites where you purchase things. And he's like, this one? And I'm like, yes, that one. And he'll click buy right in front of me. I'm like, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, he'll just open up Amazon right in front of us. And
And he's like,
okay, what do you
this
want?
is the book, right? This is
It's
it.
like, okay, I'm ordering it. This is the
it.
right one. You see, it's in the cart. I'm entering my info. You're making sure you got the right one there.
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, Dad, thank you.
3 years ago, Cam just texted me and was like, hey, what if we just like bought each other tickets to Game Grumps Live? I was like, yeah, cool. All right.
Isn't
done.
that functionally the same as you buying yourself a ticket to
Shut
Game
up.
Grumps Live?
I mean,
No.
theoretically, depends on
different.
depends on where you end up sitting.
Oh, and also,
Yeah. One of you gets the other brother like the worst seat, and the other went full on.
We're not even next to each other in
Yeah.
the theater.
like full on goes and gets the best seat in the house for their brother, and then
you're,
the other one's
you're,
like,
you're
just
sitting
sit in the
right
back.
next
In
to
the
the
nosebleed.
Game Grumps
Yeah.
on stage.
Yeah.
You end up just like buying just a seat on the stage. You're
Yeah.
like, hey guys,
You bring your own lawn chair. You
Yeah.
buy,
Yes.
buy the bring your own lawn chair tickets where you can place it anywhere in the theater, no matter how inconvenient it would
I
be.
feel
Yeah.
like Danny and Aaron would appreciate
I
that.
feel like that would actually be like a good gimmick for like.
It
a-
really
Well,
would.
you wouldn't
live
like
show
sell
sometime.
that though. You'd have a contest for that.
It would, either that or it'd be like part of like a VIP package.
Yeah, but if you get a bunch of people who can and do purchase it, it'd be
But-
annoying.
yeah,
but if you have it
that's
as a
the point.
prize for a thing, then
True.
it's fun.
That's the joke, though, is that it just becomes annoying that there's so many people that have just placed their lawn chair on the stage.
Yeah. Oh, but other thing is, going back a little bit. So the thing is well, yes, my dad essentially buys the gifts in front of me like over the internet.
Sure.
What I do with my dad, and which may have to stop soon, is I've bought him the exact same thing for every single holiday, every year for like the past 5 years at
Right.
least,
Yeah.
maybe like 10 years.
Yeah.
Because no matter what it is, I'll buy him some tea.
Nice.
Almost always thus far, David's tea, either O Canada or some variation of Earl Grey, like their cream of Earl Grey.
The O Canada, otherwise known as Banam flavor.
Oh, it tastes just like him. But the thing is, it's like David's tea is like closing all their brick and mortar stores because of like COVID or whatever
Yeah.
for the foreseeable future, if not ever. and so it's like, so you have to buy it online, and it's more expensive online.
Yeah.
So it's just like a real pain. So it's like do I really want to like keep buying this tea online?
Does
it's
it
a
have to
massive
be?
inconvenience.
Does it have to be David's tea?
But it has been for like the past like 7 years.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man, I'm either gonna have to like, and Teavana's not a thing anymore. Do I have to go to like Starbucks to buy tea? I mean, it's okay. It's not bad.
Wow, you're really shilling for these tea companies.
No, I'm saying that Starbucks tea is fine. It's okay.
Sponsored by David's Tea and Teavana.
Yeah, well, I'm not even sure Teavana's still a thing.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Because Teavana and Teopia, one replaced the other.
Then there's also like Tazo tea.
You
like the
can
stuff
buy
you buy
that
at
at like the grocery store.
Yeah.
That's not like
You don't get a little tin.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, like, I am 100% a tea snob on, like, the lowest possible echelon of tea snobbery. Like, I'm still
This
buying
is our podcast. We talk about tea snobbery.
Like, I buy my tea from tea-specific stores, but, like, ones that you can find everywhere, like David's. So that's, like, the lowest echelon of tea snobbery. I'm not, like, going to Vancouver and buying, like, $100 teas.
You're not
or whatever.
flying to London.
No.
And just grabbing the tea right from under the Queen's nose.
You know, so I'm on the lowest rung of tea snobs, but I still, below me is still Emmett. So I still look down on Emmett.
Well,
Sure.
I'm not.
Because
much of a
Emmett,
tea
like,
drinker.
well, no, Emmett just gets, like, packets of, like, whatever the hell's lying around, probably drinks red rose tea.
What are you talking about? I don't buy tea packets.
Well, no, exactly. You just use things, like, in the green room or whatever.
Well, yeah, I use things in Green Hall because that's what was there, and I just wanted something.
Exactly.
In the moment. Like, I don't go out of my way to like buy crappy tea or like, you know, it's like this is here. I might as well drink.
So
it.
the guy who like the grandma who religiously buys red rose is higher on the tea ladder than you, Emmett.
Sure, yeah. Like I'm very much like.
You're lying in the dirt beneath the ladder by several feet.
I'm like not even on this ladder because I don't care.
Exactly.
You're on a completely different ladder in another city.
Yeah, like I can snob out about other things, I guess. Like sure, whatever.
Yeah, what's your favorite alternative punk band?
Well,
Ooh.
that's a hard question to answer. And I really could like maybe give some like obscure local band that I like, but I'm not going to do that right now.
Shout out to the Casinos.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that they're punk, but they're good. Yeah,
they're alternative, I would say.
Check out Casinos on Bandcamp, or they're probably on Apple Music and Spotify too. So if you're already on one of those things, check out Casinos. They're really good.
We're recording this immediately after having recorded
Our tier list of
horror
movies, which is on
Horror
our YouTube
Boys?
channel.
Tier Boys.
Tier Boys.
Tier Boys.
Yeah.
Boys Who Cry.
Yeah.
That was a SpongeBob joke.
Nice.
It was like an NSYNC parody, but they were Boys Who Cry.
Yeah, I remember that.
Boys Who tier list.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking it might be fun for us to do an alt rock tier list.
I feel like that's even more divisive than horror movies.
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
People get like upset over music.
They will track us down.
Like people get upset over movies and rankings of those things, but people get more upset over music.
Oh, how about would you do a tier list of waifus?
No.
I don't know enough about waifus to tick people off about them.
Let's go on a magical journey together, Connor, and learn about waifus.
I would.
Spoiler alert, that's our wiki for the day. The waifu wiki.
No. Oh,
the waificky?
No, that doesn't exist. At least I hope it doesn't.
The wikifu?
Sure.
Yeah. I'll take that one.
Okay.
And you had an actual thing to
I had a
talk
thing
about.
that I thought would be like an interesting thing to talk about.
Can you believe it?
Okay.
What's that?
So,
Darling brother.
if either of you were to get a tattoo of some kind, what would it be?
I've thought about this a lot, and I have an answer for you.
Yes.
I also have an answer.
Tell me.
A gargoyle or grotesque left shoulder.
And why?
Well, first of all, my body is a temple.
And if so,
that's a good joke, Sam.
Yeah.
Like you gotta have the gargoyles on the cathedral.
Yeah, exactly.
protect your temple from evil spirits.
Yes, this is in fact the joke.
That's good. Very good. I like that.
But I also just like that the entity of a gargoyle is a paradox. in that it is a creature with a demonic visage that guards, a holy place, and that it is a creature that's made of stone yet has wings and appears as a fiery imp yet spits water.
That's interesting, actually.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
So I have my funny reason and I have my pretentious reason.
Yeah.
So I need both depending on who asks.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, I have both on
Yeah.
hand.
Yeah.
And the thing would be is to find one that looks good, and like I don't want like a photorealistic like Notre Dame water spout, but I also don't want like some like edgelord stuff that's just like
Scribbled on.
Yeah,
well,
that's just like a super typical like
well, like there's like the
what do you call them? What do you call a stencil?
Sure.
Well, you always want a stencil.
Well, yeah, I mean, but like a stencil that they had in the back is like, oh yeah, here's the gargoyle one for people who ask for gargoyles.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like what
Like,
you do.
I get a friend to design it. I think.
Well,
Like a good looking.
What I always like, being somebody who is now like moderately in like into tattoo culture and stuff like that. What you do is you shop around for your artist. So you look at different shops and different artists in your area, and you find an artist that you like, and then you request what they do. Because I think generally it's a little better that, like, I think the artists prefer it if they're able to design their own tattoos rather than have people bring in, like, they'll do, like, if you have a friend that, like, came up with a tattoo for you, like, one of my tattoos is that, is one that I was like, hey, friend, can you design this thing that I want? And I brought that to the artist, and the artist was like, hell yeah.
Or you just bring the artist like a screenshot of Sasuke.
Yeah. But the last few tattoos that I've gotten have been more like, okay, I'll describe to the artist, to my artist that I've been going back to, what I want because I like.
And then they show it to you and you okay it or you don't.
Yeah, like actually, she doesn't show it to me until like the day of. Like I walk in there.
I wouldn't be on board with that because if this is like being seared into my burning flesh, I would be like, I want to know what it is ahead of time and have a little bit of time to think.
Which
about
is
it.
fair.
With the ones that I've gotten so far, I've actually like because I've got the hummingbird on my back was one that I didn't see until the day of, and I was really stressed out about it. But it ended up like being absolutely beautiful, and I love it. It's actually on this side, but nobody who's listening can see it, unfortunately.
Next video on this channel, we go in depth on every one of Emmett's tattoos.
Yeah, well, I mean, I could, but regardless, I think
just
that
big old shirtless Emmett video.
If you were
We're just
able to
having a
find-
great time.
if you're able to find an artist who works in a style that you like and has done similar pieces to what you want, you can be like, okay, this is how they draw those certain things. This is the person that I'll ask to do this tattoo for me. So, yeah.
Cool. I also don't know whether I'd want it like straight on or in profile though too. Is it?
Yeah, like again, you'd probably ask the artist, and upon talking to the artist, you sort of like determine like you can talk to them and see how they sort of do it. But like also, my artist said that like, hey, this is the design. Are there any changes that you can make? I can do them up really quick while you're waiting.
Can you give him a funny mustache?
Sure. As long as the changes are sort of small, and if you end up really not liking the design, I'm sure you can be like, hey, this is not necessarily what I was thinking. This is more my vision. And that might be frustrating for the artist, but again, it's your choice as somebody who's getting this thing on your body forever. But generally, I would say get the artist to design it and trust them.
Nice.
Regardless, second part to this question, I guess, Sam, is would you actually get this, or is it just like an idea that you have?
I considered it. Part of it is just like the price is like, geez, do I want to spend a few $100 on this?
Yeah, like,
but
you
like,
know,
and
depending on
also,
how big you want it, you have to.
Also, there's also disappointing mom. To be fair, you've done that quite a bit.
Yeah, so it's like I already got the one son that's.
But I'd like, and I can, and Emmett also can't enter in a Japanese bathhouse. There's that.
Yeah, I would like in some cultures your tattoos are still very stigmatized. And
so I wouldn't go as far as Emmett, who frankly hasn't gone all that far thus far.
Yeah,
but I just get the one on my shoulder where it's easily hidden, and so I can just like it's a little thing,
Yeah.
Also, like size would be like something to figure out too. Like I'd be into it, but like probably not right now.
Yeah.
Probably after I move out and Mom never finds out.
I've stopped sharing the episodes of the podcast on Facebook so Mom doesn't find them.
Oh, fair enough.
So I get talking about these things.
So wait, so I can discuss all of your tattoos.
Well, who knows if she ends up digging this up? And I think she knows
She
about
might.
all but maybe like one or two of them. I think.
Yeah.
Because again, I hate to disappoint her, but it's my body and it's what makes me feel better about
Yeah.
being in this body. So this is what I do.
Yeah. My answer to the question is, I don't know. I have a very, very simple, like fairly minimalist tattoo idea.
That inspirational quote up there.
Yeah, the little wooden block that just says inspirational quote.
I was like, what's the quote?
Courtesy, it's courtesy of Alicia.
Yeah, I think I've actually heard about that
Yeah.
and forgotten. Was just
Yeah. My idea is, I don't know like how detailed or aesthetically like extravagant,
Yeah.
for lack of a better word, I would want it to be, but the basic idea is to have a larger circle and then a smaller circle inside.
So if I'm trying to target your heart, I can hit it more easily.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's not right in the middle of the bigger circle, but it's basically I have this thing where I have to. It would be like a reminder that the smaller circle is like kind of the creative part of me, and then the larger circle is the rest of who I am.
Yeah. So sort of like in a sense like a graph.
Yeah, and just like a reminder that like who I am is not just the stuff that I make.
Yeah.
And if the creative part is if following solely the creative part is unhealthy for the rest of me, then I need to remember that I am not just that smaller circle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so
nice.
yeah. So for that reason, like because it's like something that's fairly like actually meaningful to me, I don't know if I would want it to just be like two basic circles, but I also don't know how.
You put the paintbrush in small circle. Done.
Maybe.
Well, again, like with geometric sorts of designs, you can there are artists that specifically do geometric stuff like that, and like can maybe like you can either get like a very simple like just two lines and then that's it.
Yeah.
It'd still probably be kind of expensive, unfortunately, because they charge by the hour and not difficulty.
Yeah.
And have minimums. Like even if it doesn't take a full hour, a lot of like tattoo shops at least. If you went to like an artist that's working out of their own home, you could probably get something maybe a little less.
But you'd also get chlamydia.
No, like I think that like a lot of like artists that just work unaffiliated with a shop, like a lot of them
They
do
put the
like,
effort
really good
in
work.
to make
Like,
sure it's
like I follow a lot of
But I
artists
think there's
online.
less like actual, things in place to make sure they're hygienic.
Yeah, I think that, like, I will say, I think that's an assumption that isn't necessarily warranted.
Well,
maybe,
the inspector
maybe,
stops by the tattoo shop. The inspector doesn't stop by Jim's house.
I think if you're going to somebody who is, like, I don't know, reputable in any way, like, I mean, sure, if it's, like, Jimmy down in his basement with a stick and poke, you
maybe you want to be,
But, like, if it's somebody who's, like, actually running a business and charging people for tattoos, then I think they're, at the very least, you can expect a higher level of sanitation.
Now, Emma, if you were to get a tattoo, would it be Sasuke from the original series or from Shippuden?
I think OG Sasuke.
Okay. Gotta get him doing that Chidori.
Oh yeah, get Sasuke doing a Rasengan.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
what Sasuke does.
That's a reference
See,
for sure.
that was just me trying to piss off all the Naruto fans.
Nice.
Because Sasuke doesn't do the Rasengan, Naruto does.
Wow.
Actually, Sasuke could probably do the Rasengan because he has the Sharingan eye, and Kakashi did the Rasengan when he was training Naruto as a demonstration, even though he never used it in combat. So
Alright, we're not going on.
Sasuke probably could use the Rasengan.
You don't need this anymore. I will answer this question as well for like. I've already again got several tattoos at the moment, and one that's currently in progress. That,
It already looks good from what I've
like
seen.
I had my second session with it. I'm gonna assume that Mom's not listening to this. But I've got a plague doctor that's on my.
I'm curious.
side
Was that a
left
specific thing? Like, it's like I lived through COVID thus far.
Like, I think
Is that the meaning behind it, or was it just like an aesthetic thing?
I would say, like, that's more serendipitous, that it's like, oh, the plague doctor during COVID,
Yeah.
like, ha. But the plague doctor specifically is actually, I wrote for my final project for university, the last thing that I did was I had to write a one-man show about, something that was really personal to me in my life. And so the play ended up using a motif of like the plague doctor and the practice of bloodletting specifically. That's the name of the play, to sort of be a metaphor for several things that I think, I think it made a really good analogy. And the plague doctor ended up sort of being like, it was supposed to be a one-man show, but a silent plague doctor sort of became like a second character in the show that would actually be there and was like a manifestation of all of these really personal things. So that's why I ended up going with the plague doctor for a tattoo. I was like, it's sort of like meant to symbolize this like aspect of bloodletting in my life, and like how bloodletting was like this sort of like release of all these things that were meant to be bad within you, but it was ultimately this sort of form of like, quackery, really. That was just
Interestingly enough, most of the time, 100%. But there was actually like one story I heard about this one guy. Well, and he was giving blood, so that he could because every time he gave blood, he got like $15, and he was a big fan of the Green Bay Packers, so he could take his family to see the Green Bay Packers with like the $15 he got from giving blood.
absolute legend.
But here's the thing, is that he turned out to have one of the incredibly rare diseases that was actually helped by bloodletting, because he had like a buildup of iron in his blood.
No.
And no, it's because he gave blood every year so he could see the Packers that he didn't suffer the symptoms from this illness, and it took them so many years to figure this out, because he was essentially giving himself the treatment by giving blood so he could see the Green Bay Packers.
That's an amazing story.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what we love to hear.
Yeah.
But
yes, most situations bloodletting doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly. Regardless, for future tattoos that I might get one day, if they ever come to pass. Yeah, just the word Sam on my
I was thinking like a full photorealistic
Just of your face.
portrait.
You making that one face, like that, that one.
Yeah.
Yes, that one.
All of our audio only listeners can
Which
imagine.
is all of our listeners.
Imagine Sam making a funny face. And,
Well, I'm tilting my head just a little bit to the left. Eyes going up a little, smiling, but sort of closing the edges of the mouth, but keeping the middle part of the mouth open and showing teeth.
I'm sure that really makes sense.
Small smile with slight dimple.
Yeah. But I think there's sort
and
of
kind of in a side glance.
two things that I think I really specifically like the idea of. One for
Watch me breathe fire and tell me I'm not a dragon.
No, I'm not getting that. I don't think I would ever get lettering done. Like no words.
No.
I don't.
I saw a
not
guy.
my thing.
I saw a guy driving by the other day that had just like a full name on his arm. It was the name Sarah, and it had little wreaths around it, and I was like, man, I don't care if that person you're still with that person.
Yeah.
It's not the best way to commemorate.
Shout out to Sarah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, I would never get a name on my body. I don't think, never.
Yeah.
Well, what about mom with a little heart and arrow?
Well, those are fun, but I just wouldn't get
an anchor.
Yeah. Actually, that brings me to what I was gonna say. I do like nautical tattoos quite a bit.
Nautical nonsense.
I don't know if I would get an anchor
It'd
specifically.
be something you wish.
But I think just how I would answer this question just purely for an aesthetic value. I really like octopus tattoos. I think
that's fair.
I think they're neat.
Yeah, that's
they're
fair.
cool. I was
But
thinking
listen, you should only get an animal tattoo if you can summon that being as your spirit animal.
well, that's exactly why I would get it is so I could summon it as my spirit animal.
Oh, of course.
I've already got 2 birds on my back.
That's why I'd get a Nick Cage tattoo.
So you can summon Nick Cage.
Can you imagine?
Nick Cage from Con Air specifically.
Yeah.
Can you imagine just achieving your full power and utilizing it, and then just two birds and an octopus
Yeah.
appear.
And then while your enemy is confused by this, you run up and punch him in the face.
Yeah,
Exactly.
But as far as placement goes, I think I would get it like on my thigh, but then it would the tentacles would sort of come up my side in a way, so it'd be like a cool
Nice.
thing. The other thing that I've heavily considered instead of getting the Plague Doctor tattoo was of the tarot card, the Fool.
Oh.
So that's tarot card 0, meant to be a card that.
I gotta say, I kind of pity that.
Well, it's a card that symbolizes new beginnings, but the Fool is specifically a card that he's very careful not to. He's about to walk off the edge of a cliff, and it's meant to be okay, be making sure you're knowing where you're going and paying attention.
So Emmett, did you get the joke?
What?
Oh, I get it. You pity the.
Oh.
You whooshed me, Sam.
Wow.
I did.
But I would get that nowadays, again, it would probably conflict with the octopus idea, but I would probably want to get it parallel to
combine those two.
Yeah, the Fool, just
the Fooltopus, an octopus walking off a cliff.
The Octofool.
Well, I was thinking the tentacles of the octopus are coming off the edge of the cliff, grabbing his foot, maybe.
Nice.
But I would probably want to get it maybe parallel to the Plague Doctor. But the thing is, getting it the Plague Doctor is on my left side, on the ribs area, and that's the most painful experience I've ever had in my entire life is getting this Plague Doctor tattoo.
Yeah.
I've got one more session to go with it, and
just so much dread.
Yeah, the first session I thought was bad. I was yeah, that was the worst pain of my life. The second session, it was it hurt a lot, and then it was actually more fine because my artist had switched to a better sort of
a better jabbing knife.
Anesthetic in a way. It's the stuff that you wipe the area down with, but it numbs it a little bit.
They switched to a sharper ink knife. Stab, stab, stab.
No. But it was so there was a little while where I was getting it where it's wow, this doesn't hurt at all. This stuff that she's using is great. But then the last half hour of having that tattoo done was so bad. That was in itself the worst that I've ever had, and that was just coloring. I think the line work was probably a little more difficult than the coloring as far as pain goes, just because it's very tedious and sort of careful work. But the coloring in a way feels a lot more like scraping. So it with that last half hour in the specific spot that she was working on for that last bit was just so I think she felt bad for me, and I felt bad because I it's oh, you're just doing your job and this is what I asked for, but still I think she could tell I wasn't in great shape there for a little bit.
So when you get your Pickle Rick tattoo, you'll get it somewhere else.
Yeah, I'm getting that one right on my forehead.
Hey Morty, I turned myself into a pickle. It's a really funny internet meme, Morty.
And it was the funniest shit I ever saw.
Wow.
But so I would be if I got a tattoo on the other side to sort of be parallel or mirror it, it's I have to really mentally prepare myself for that. If that ever happens, I don't know if I would do it for a very long time. I'm also very sick of being only able to sleep on my one side.
Oh yeah.
Because the second session that I had was just a week ago as of this recording, and the last week it's I kept waking up, having rolled over onto that side in the middle of the night. It's why? Why did this have to happen to me? Not like this, please.
Big
How
oof.
could this happen to me?
Yeah.
I made my mistakes.
Exactly. So.
Yeah. Well, we've had a fun tattoo chat.
Yeah.
But how about we play a good old-fashioned game of, hey, did you see the last episode of...
Absolutely.
I love the last episode of. That's the name of the show.
Yeah, it's right up there with David Tennant does a podcast with.
Yeah.
But so basically, for the audience's benefit, this is an improv game.
None of these shows are real.
No.
Although, for some of them, you might hope that they become real.
Yeah. So we're just going to go out there where someone begins the game with, hey, did you see the last episode of, for example, TV Steve. And we'll talk about TV Steve as if it's a show. Now, of course, you know, we're yes-anding. This is improv. So you like, but like, instead, if you just give a flat no, it's like kind of grinds the scene to a halt, and it becomes about the other person explaining it to you. But you know,
Hey,
like,
did you see the last episode of TV Steve? No.
exactly. But I think viable answers are, oh, I stopped watching after season 2, or oh man, I've been really meaning to get into that. What was it? Like things like that.
Well, it's all like no but or no because or no however.
Yeah, exactly. So with that, let's get started. Who does want to start?
I'll start.
Okay.
So did you see the last episode of Pinky Goes to the Mall?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. I feel like we have similar feelings.
Yeah, like, did they really have to spend that much time in the Spencer's Gifts in that much detail? It's like, oh boy.
I have just as much. I feel like my experiences whenever I go into Spencer's Gifts are similar to how the episode went. But also,
listen, if I go into Spencer's Gift, I stay at the front.
Well,
I might look at the shirts, and then I leave.
It's sort of crazy that for a show airing on Treehouse, that they went like, fully into the back of the store.
Yeah, and it's like, oh boy. Now, let me tell you, like, the Cinnabon episode, off the chain.
Oh, absolutely.
The Hot Topic episode, even, was pretty great, but did they have to do that with Spencer's Gifts?
They did not. I'm going to pause this.
Yeah, we got some. There we go.
And we're back. We had to help a friend move into here.
So I think we've kind of lost the momentum with that particular one. But we can start with another one.
Yeah. I was looking forward to talking about Pinky Goes to the Mall's Spencer's Gifts episode, but I know that there's a lot to unpack, and I don't even think we would have enough time in this podcast to really go into
the nitty gritty.
What was all going on?
I do want to say, something I wanted to talk to you guys about was the last episode of Mid-Evening with Pam Rickenbacken.
Oh yeah, Mid-Evening with Pam Rickenbach?
Yeah, I thought it was an interesting episode.
I've had a tumultuous relationship with Pam, to say the least.
Yeah, so have I, especially considering the recent allegations.
Yeah, I know.
But,
so,
I think
see what happens.
With this episode, I think it's sort of a real groundbreaking moment in TV history.
Yeah. Like, honestly, like, she's lost a lot of favor.
Oh yeah, and
us,
deservedly so.
With the things that she's said and done.
Yeah.
But with all that said, it's kind of like when a really problematic director comes out with a really good movie.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't like you, but I can't deny that what you have just made
is of quality.
Will stand the test of time.
Yeah. Like, it's sort of like, you know...
Like, I'm surprised Jack Black even agreed to go on for it. Like,
yeah, no kidding.
Were they paying him a lot? Or did he? Or was he just, like, sold on the concept?
This is the Rosemary's Baby
or did he not know about it?
Well, that's a good question, too. Like, you know, maybe he was out of the loop.
Yeah, but, like, you know, it really brings up questions of, like, death of the author, you know?
Yeah. Like, this is the Rosemary's Baby of late night internet talk shows.
Yeah. But ultimately... it felt very cathartic in a way, you know?
Yeah.
Very, like...
Yeah.
The things that...
Oh, almost a little bit of Eric Andre in there.
You know, like, you sort of, like, begin to wonder whether or not it was all a bit.
Yeah. Especially, like, once they started pulling out all the balloons.
Yeah, all the balloons, and there was that chimp that was just sort of in the corner. I was sort of confused about it because nobody referred to it.
I still don't know what the chimp is all about.
Yeah, he was just there, but, like, in a way... Like, I think, like, we're supposed to feed that chimp.
Yeah, we're supposed to
I guess?
It doesn't say anything, it just stands in the corner, and it's meant to, I think, you know, like, it sort of evokes the image of, like, the audience as these people that are, you know, sitting there and occasionally throwing poop.
Yeah. Plus the fact that I feel like, you know, the chimp, like the current audience now, is now feeling very disconnected from the show itself.
And it's
this weird state of like media limbo where if you're like on paper, we're watching what's happening, but we don't.
Yeah.
We're not registering.
I'm surprised they got Jack Black and they didn't have him play a Tenacious D song. They had him do a really passive-aggressive, ironic rendition of John Lennon's Imagine.
Yeah, I think that was a
which
weird.
was topical,
I
I
think that,
guess.
that was a weird studio decision. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But I think the thing that really made that cover of his was, again, this is only for the people that were really paying attention to the things that were going on in the background. But that chimp was just going ape mode the entire time.
Yeah.
That song was happening, and then just went back to being quiet.
Yeah.
And in the corner. When the camera focused on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'm
I
definitely
swear
going
it's
to be
like-
like watching Jack Black's Twitter to see what he says about this whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I'm
how
looking
much he
forward to
knew.
it.
Yeah, and really kind of off the wall, but like, you know, like I won't say it's changed my opinion.
No.
Pam Rickenbacker, but it's definitely like
It
added
was-
nuance to it.
It's definitely the last episode that I'll be watching.
Yeah,
Because I can't.
think at that point, it's
Well,
like,
unless like word gets around that there was another crazy episode. Like
Sure.
this.
yeah, but I highly doubt that. Like,
I doubt that it'll
anybody
get.
could be able to top
Yeah.
it. Like, I don't think it's something that people can do.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
even Pam Rickenbacker herself, devil she may be.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, did you guys catch the last episode of Revolver Priest?
I did.
It was pretty kick-ass.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah.
Listen, you got to go into it like, when you
kinda
first get
fall
into
off
it,
the
you're like, oh, haha, it's funny, right? But once you really get into it, you're like, no, this is unironically
I
funny.
did.
Really? Because I kind of fell off the boat really early on.
Yeah.
It was just sort of like, man, like this seems like it's like, you know, I could watch this or I could watch something else.
There was a little bit
Do
of
something better with my time.
there was a little bit of fan service in there that I don't feel like they needed to
no.
put it in
I
there.
know, but you come to expect that after a point.
I guess it doesn't make it. That doesn't
I know,
mean they
Well, like,
needed
you know,
to put it in there.
any anime.
Yeah.
Like,
But here's the thing, it's like, and especially for an anime, I was not expecting that nuanced take on religion.
Yeah, especially like it's.
Especially like a show like Revolver Priest.
Yeah,
like, actually
it's
really getting
French,
into
right?
it. Yeah, it's like those French anime, like Martin Mystery.
Sure.
Yeah.
I can't believe you said that. Like, just apropos to nothing. I can't believe you said that.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm really interested to see what they'll do with the new what's her name?
Six Gun Pastor?
Six Gun Pastor, yeah, the cat girl.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I really. that was the when that character was introduced. That was the point where I dipped. I've just gotten so sick of every anime having cat girls in it. I can't.
Listen,
I feel like
I can't stand the trope.
But I
It
feel
just
like the
annoys
show.
me every time.
I feel like the show is self-aware enough that there's a chance they'll have some fun stuff.
Yeah,
to do
and
with
several
her.
are, but like even
Yeah.
so, it's just like.
But
I
like I
can't
say,
deal
you
with
know,
this
I'm,
anymore.
But like I say, you gotta stick with it. Because like, it's like Neo Yokio. You start in like, oh, it's ironic, it's funny. But eventually you come on to realize, no, this is unironically amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact is, the budget that goes into the fight scenes is pretty nuts too.
Oh, yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, can't argue with that.
Anyway, we've seen television.
Yep.
Yeah, real television that actually happened.
It totally real.
Yep.
And now it's time for our wiki surf.
All right.
Today, in
Today's just another day.
exactly, we're gonna be going through Parapedia, which is the paranormal.
Parapida.
Wait, I thought we were gonna check out the parachute Wikipedia.
No.
Yeah, I thought Parapedia was the wiki for parachutes.
When I first saw it, I thought it was going to be an encyclopedia of all famous paralegals.
Yeah, that was also.
But
thought they
I
crossed
too,
mine.
I too was disappointed to
Yeah.
find out that it's just spooky shit.
Yeah, so this is just like a general sort of wiki that has spooky things of any medium.
Yeah.
That's
It's
a
a
pun
little more
slightly
straight.
intended.
It's like a little bit more straightforward than something as chaotic as, say, the sandwich wiki,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
which is
That episode that had the sandwich
That's
wiki, like that episode, just the audio just got lost entirely. The
Yeah.
sandwich wiki was too cursed for
Yeah.
lost
for him to hate.
forbidden
Yeah.
wiki surf.
Yeah, forbidden.
It's
But
the
it's-
lost episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In any case, yes, this one, like, whether it might have, like, a spooky TV series, or, like, a urban legend, or, like, just some ghost story,
Or like
you'll
a
find it
horror.
on Parapedia. It's just,
Well, and I think the idea here was we get 2, and then
Yeah.
we pitch a horror movie.
Yeah.
yeah. So we'll take 2 either tropes, TV series, or something, and somehow combine them
Yeah.
into being a spooky something or other.
Spooky something.
Yeah.
So I'll go first. Hit that good old random page.
Get that rando going.
Witchcraft.
Oh,
Okay.
as
we're
a
starting
general
off strong.
concept?
Yeah, the general
Just
concept of
in-
witchcraft.
The alleged use of supernatural or magical powers.
Yeah.
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Crafting those witches.
Yeah.
And it's got a whole little bit on history here of
Yeah.
witchcraft.
And Billy Tolley.
uh,
I don't know anything about this.
Billy Tolley is the GAC's EVP analysis. GAC page,
The page
does not
does not-
exist.
Oh
Love that.
boy. He is frequently seen / mentioned in the episodes if the investigations include guests or the viewer to see what all 3 of the GAC are experiencing at the same time when the 3 are separated. He's also sometimes seen on Aaron's vlog. I don't know any. This,
Yeah, let's
what?
press random again. 'cause
This-
I'm
No, this
confused.
is sort of like this
this
is sort of like
page. This
this
page
page-
itself feels cursed.
yeah, it's just like it's like appearances template GA season 1 template season 3 season 4 template.
This page.
It's just like an
itself-
unfinished page that somebody like started to write on and,
and then just post it.
gave
and
up.
then,
Yeah.
and then Billy Tolley found them.
Yeah. Billy Tolley found them, man. Just,
So
cursed them out of existence.
less the actual content of this page and more the structure of the page
yeah,
itself.
I have no idea
If-
what GAC is, EVP is.
If we are found dead days after the publication of this episode, you can stand assured it was Billy Tolley.
Yeah, whoever he may be.
All right, so give me your pitch for Billy Tolley as a witchcraft using whatever.
So the movie is called Finding Billy. It is about a group of 20-something ladies who decide, after getting a little bit into witchcraft, that they're going to try and resurrect Billy Tolley. They know they don't know enough about him to know not to resurrect him.
So what GAC is. I'm gonna Google this. Keep going.
Well, just Google Billy Tolley.
Yeah. And so, yeah, the first half of the movie is them going through the process of finding the necessary materials and people in order to perform the ceremony. And the
necessary people. Do you like need a rabbi for this?
they need to go find a few associates
Yeah.
of Billy Tolley, perhaps Aaron of Aaron's vlog.
Oh, of course.
Um,
Gotta love him.
And they have to convince these people in order to participate in the ceremony.
Okay, so Billy Tolley. Billy Tolley is looking at his TV shows. He's a part of Ghost Adventures.
Oh, he's a ghost hunter.
So he's a ghost hunter, GAC Ghost Adventures crew. So
Well, we solved the mystery, gang.
yeah.
Okay, this is
So they're resurrecting a ghost hunter.
yes,
So
but
the
he's
ghost hunter becomes the ghost.
but there's something that they don't know about this ghost hunter. That if they had known, they would never have gone through with this.
Right.
Because as they talk to people and are looking for the materials to resurrect Billy Tolley, everyone who knows him and knows what happened to him are trying to deter
They're
them.
really Romanian peasanting it.
I don't. Sam.
It's Dracula. It's like he goes in and all these Romanian peasants are like, do not go into the castle. Here,
Sure,
wear this
thank
cross,
you.
wear a garlic. Please, please don't go into the castle. And he's like, oh, what quaint local superstitions.
Why did you think
And then
I
he
would-
just like waltzes right in.
Why did you think I would garner that from just the phrase Romanian peasants?
Thanks, Sam.
Oh no. Anyway, so the first half is them finding the necessary people and materials. The second half, the middle of the movie is when they manage to resurrect Billy Tolley.
And
He
then
just
the
turns out to be
scares
some
begin.
grifter who had a ghost TV show back in the day.
Yes. Kind of.
Yeah.
That's what he thinks he is, but something is very clearly wrong with him that he's not even aware of.
He's a ghost.
Billy Tolley himself is like existentially glitching out. There is something wrong with the fact that he is existing again.
Oh, he's second half Doki Doki Literature Clubbing.
Yes, absolutely. I know that reference.
Did you, Emmett?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, the second half of the movie is as these girls are getting destroyed and simply phased out of existence. The group is trying to undo what they have done.
Right.
Yeah.
Untolly the Billy.
Finding Billy, for whom the Billy tolls.
Oh no!
All right.
No.
All right. Can
For whom the Billy
we get a
tolls.
couple of randoms for
Yes,
Sammy boy?
randoms for Sammy.
Sam them. Ray
Yeah.
and Sam.
The X
The
Files.
X-Files. Just
Okay,
passive
we know about the X Files.
American science fiction
Yeah.
television show.
It's a
Mully and Sculder.
live action FBI Scooby Doo.
I made a good joke.
Thanks, Sam.
Second one, The Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense.
Interesting.
Can I get two more because this is too easy?
No. 1999 American psychological film, written and directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
Turns out Mulder was the supernatural being all along, and he was searching for himself. It's too easy.
You got
Can I get two more?
Haley Joel Osment. Well, you could do the X Files, but directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
Well, that'd just be obnoxious. Let's
Yeah.
get two more. Let's get two more.
All right. So
No, it's because it's too easy.
Mulder was the ghost all along.
Yeah. No, Mulder was like the alien all along, and he abducted himself.
Okay. Coast to Coast AM is a North American late-night syndicated radio talk show that deals with a variety of topics, but most frequently ones that relate to either the paranormal or conspiracy theories.
Okay.
It was created by Art Bell
Okay.
and is distributed by
Good friend of Billy
Premier
Yeah.
Radio Networks. The program currently airs 7 nights a week between 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. Eastern Time and 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Pacific Time.
Okay.
As of 2006, the show attracts an estimated 4.5 million listeners
Okay.
every night, including world-famous tile setter Bobby Lee Reeves,
Oh, cool.
making it the most listened to late-night show in South America.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Okay.
So it's
I
it's
can
a,
work with that.
It's a paranormal / conspiracy theory radio show.
Okay.
And
Number 2,
like that's updated as of 2006, so I wonder what.
I don't know if it still exists.
Yeah.
Number 2 is
Maybe get a different one.
maybe a different
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, just
Don't want to get in
side.
trouble with that one.
Oh,
Oh,
what the heck is this? This is
Rune-
another cursed page, I think.
Rune Perthrow.
Welcome
Okay.
to the Perthrow column of the Rune of the Month Club.
Okay.
What is this?
Perthrow is the rune for the sound represented by the Roman letter P. This
Okay.
is the 6th rune of the second 8, hence the 14th rune. So we were moving right along. But what? Okay, so you so it's Norse
It's the-
Norse runes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't even understand. Like,
Should I give it one more?
no. This is what you got,
Okay.
Sam.
No, yeah,
'Cause
this is better.
Connor found a
X.
cursed page with Billy
So-
Tolley, whereas
So
like,
this is
yeah.
post to post. Because it's sort of like, it said it was like the Roman letter
Yeah.
P. So this is post to post.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it's not just a conspiracy or a, or a paranormal radio show. It's an occult radio show.
ooh.
It is like, this is like, and we're having a bit of fun with it. There's a bit of, what we do in the shadows. But it is like a wizardy, witchy, warlocky kind of radio show.
Right.
And it's like all audio. It's sort of like a bit of Welcome to Night Vale.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, we got our next caller in. He's trying to hex his boss, so let's see if we can't give him a few tips. Hey, have you managed to collect any of his hair?
Hell yeah.
Wow. Okay.
With
I
this-
will say, one thing that kind of clears this one as an actual paranormal thing is this rune has been identified as a link between this rune and word or fate on the basis of rampant gambling among ancient Germanic peoples and their association of that gambling with word.
Word being WYRD.
Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna.
They'd even gamble
We're getting a
themselves.
little word tonight.
They'd even gamble themselves right into slavery.
Neat.
So this, so
I'm
this
looking at
rune
some names
is
here like Kev Delph Gunderson.
yes.
It's like, hey guys, welcome to Post to Post. Today it's time for our regular segment where you roll the dice and see if we get your soul.
Nice.
Caller number 1, how you doing?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait. So what's the show called?
Post to Post.
Right.
Nice.
Okay.
All right, my turn. Ah, gosh, we got another rune. Change it.
Yeah. Another rune.
Wonder if this- Paranormal cops.
Is an American paranormal reality? Oh no, I don't want
Don't give me
sound.
a fandom thing.
Is an American paranormal reality television series premiered on January 19th, 2010.
On A&E.
Okay.
Follows Chicago paranormal
Series-
detectives as they fight crime by day and hunt for paranormal happenings by night. This series is no longer being produced by A&E Television.
Yeah, that.
Okay.
We're the paranormal cops. We eat donuts. We hunt ghosts. And
Okay, but something they're not making clear is it seems like their cop thing, and they're cops who happen to hunt ghosts as a hobby. They're not ghost hunting cops. They're cops who, when they're off, hunt ghosts.
well, it says that they're paranormal detectives. That's their title. So they fight crime by day and hunt for paranormal happenings by night. So I'm like, how much of this is like related to actual like police work? Are these guys out protesting the protesters in the streets right now, or are they like just a bunch of guys who like the aesthetic? Yeah, I feel like everything to do with cops is aged poorly in this day and age. But,
The question is, what I'm thinking is, is so that maybe they do like kind of the basic like detective, like your standard detective work.
yeah.
During the day, and then if they decide that they need that part of the case requires some ghost hunting, they wait till the evening to do that part of the case.
Yeah, because that's when the spirits are just more potent. Everyone knows once you get
Everybody
to the
knows
early evening hours,
The witching hour.
say 5 o'clock in the evening
hours,
when everybody's eating dinner. That's
Yeah.
the ghosts start acting up. They act up more in
Yeah.
the night, but in the evening specifically.
Ooh,
So,
you made some chickens. Very nice. Mushroom sauce.
If I could smell, I'm sure I'd be getting really hungry. I also can't get hungry.
Delightfully devilish of you.
Seymour.
Random page. So we got.
and his crazy explanation.
No, another
It's
rune.
It's another
Superintendent
rune.
is gonna need his medication when he
What?
hears Skinner.
Oh, I
and his lame
shouldn't have done this.
exaggerations of in town.
believe
Sam
it.
can recite the entirety of Steamed Hams. Like, I don't know if you could right now,
Not
but like, there was a
perfectly,
point.
but
Yeah.
by and large, yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
How many of these pages are just going to be runes?
Seymour.
American Society for Psychical Research. So the American Society for Psychical Research, ASPR, is an organization dedicated to parapsychology based in New York,
Of
where it
course.
maintains offices and a library.
Wow.
It is open.
Library is based probably just like a bookcase.
Yeah. It is open to interested members of the public that wish to join and has a website.
Say, I'm an interested member of the public.
And it publishes quarterly for the Journal of the American Society for Psychical Research.
Wow.
Okay. So I'm going to say my scary movie that I'm going to come up with here, and get this, it's a real original idea.
Okay.
It's called Ghostbusters. you got these guys that sort of get
Four
together.
working class guys.
4 working class guys. They make their own little society. There's a scene in a library at some point.
Who would you cast in this movie?
I'd say Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, and I don't remember the other 2 actors' names
Oh,
off the top
no.
of my head.
And Egon Spengler.
Egon,
The character, not the
Egon
actor.
and
Danny Glover was in that one, right?
one second, I'm gonna look at the cast.
Oh, I'm gonna feel bad if he's
No.
not. No.
I don't think so.
Ghostbusters.
And he wasn't a childish Gambino. He was a more adult Gambino.
That's Donald Glover.
Yeah, I was
Oh.
like, what are you talking about?
No, Danny Glover is the more adult Gambino.
Oh.
Whereas
I'd
Donald
say-
Glover is the more childish Gambino.
I.
Younger.
True.
Okay, Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters cast. Come
Why
on.
my goodness, taking so long to load? Because I need to remember here.
Wait, just scroll down.
Oh yeah, Ernie Hudson,
Ernie
Dan
Hudson.
Aykroyd, Harold Ramis.
Yeah.
So those are the four guys.
All right.
Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd.
I feel like that'd be a
Harold
pretty
Ramis.
safe bet as a cast.
Yeah. Those are the four guys who I'd cast in the movie. And
You'd have Gozer the Gozerian.
yeah, you get this one alien called Slimer in there.
Right.
And he's really
Slimer
great. You
wasn't
get
an
Rick
alien, he
Moranis.
was a ghost.
Rick Moranis and Sigourney Weaver.
Maybe a couple decades later, they make one where it's all female cast.
Yeah.
And then they make another one. It's got Finn Wolfhard.
Yeah, and it becomes a real lucrative franchise and really iconic for a lot of people.
Okay.
And they're-
Maybe get like a couple spin-off TV shows. About
Yeah.
it. Maybe.
Yeah. Can I do a quick pitch for these two as well?
Sure.
It's internal infernal investigations.
Nice.
Because they're like part of the secret society, and this secret society has its ghost cops, right, that police the ghosts.
Absolutely.
But who polices the ghost cops? So this is
There
like
you go.
the internal.
That's it.
Internal infernal affairs. So these guys are like, hey, guy, like you really shouldn't have used a 3-point pentagram with salt on a class 2 apparition. That was not okay, dude. Like,
Yeah.
what the hell? Like you're going to be reprimanded for that. You might be taken off the force.
See, now that's
It's like,
thinking. with
listen,
force.
I did what I needed to do. And it's like, no, listen, that's not okay.
No, Gerald was doing what he needed to do,
Yeah.
and he did it properly.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got.
We have regulations for a reason.
Yeah, I've got a third pitch for these two paranormal cops and
The Paranormal
this Paranormal Society. There's a show. I'm thinking the show will just be called Lucifer, and it's about the devil coming up and helping out some cops solving crimes.
Also, the concept of Lucifer will never not be hilarious to me as the devil solves mysteries. It's just like,
But here's the twist: he's sexy.
oh, well,
That's not a twist.
that was
Not
the
even a
twist
twist,
from Paradise Lost. Milton
wow.
did it first, my dudes.
Milton did it first.
Mm.
All right, now
We're gonna.
my totally original OCs do not steal.
Yeah.
Well, I might
You
steal.
will be hearing from our lawyers
Yeah,
that we definitely
we will.
have.
Be
My
litigating-
lawyers, Chuggin Bottom, Nert Nose, and Jones.
and Atticus Finch.
Nice.
Also my OC. Please do not steal.
Don't let me get Wormwood into this.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Emmett is my OC. Do not steal Emmett. Original
Nice.
character.
Yeah.
Emmett is a level 25 dark mage. He's religious, but not spiritual. Typically votes Republican.
No.
I do get the meme that you were doing though. So
Oh, thank you.
I appreciate the meme, but
Yeah.
as your OC, I am still above voting Republican.
Ooh. Wow.
I mean, Jack's Films fans out there.
Oh my gosh! Now they know that we're not Republican.
Oh,
We're not.
no.
I feel like they figured that out. Like
Lefty
like
commie socialists.
at least 5 episodes ago.
We literally did a playthrough of Democratic Socialism Simulator.
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was really good.
Yeah, you can watch
Cool.
the episode on
Yeah.
Tall Lanky Guy YouTube.
What?
Which
I'll
is-
be sure to leave a like and subscribe and ring the bell.
Which you might already be listening to this on if you're on YouTube.
Yeah.
But if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify
Or Google Play.
or Google Play if we're on there.
Or
now.
whatever else.
Oh, and so guys, I got some very important news for you.
Oh, yeah.
The new Digimon TCG is coming to the West.
Wow.
Okay.
And now, in true Digimon fashion,
God, we were just getting to the outro.
We were
too.
just getting
Yeah.
there.
but in true Digimon fashion, the Digimon card game, like everything else about Digimon, reinvents itself every year or so, for better or for worse. And the new Digimon card game is actually picking up a lot of steam.
This is like when you
Wow.
think that your family is finally leaving church, and then your mom sees another person that she knows and starts
Yeah.
talking to them, and you're like 5 feet from the door.
And
You're
like slowly like edging closer. It's like you're like halfway, like, you know, you open the door and you're just sort of standing there, and then you walk through the door a little bit.
But
It's
now
like
they're
you're sort of
talking
standing
about
there.
candles.
And it's like you're already out the door and just sort of holding it open from the other side at this point,
Yeah.
but they're still talking.
Yep.
Yeah.
Speaking of, so it's
Oh
kind
my
of
God.
like it's definitely got like that sort of like Chrono Core Dual Masters kind of gameplay.
Great.
Wow.
But it's got that signature evolution mechanic that's really Digimon.
Love to
Amazing.
hear it. thank you for listening. If you're not listening to this on YouTube, maybe check out Tall Lanky Guy on YouTube for more of us.
Maybe check out Markiplier on YouTube. See what he's up to these days. Wonder what he's doing.
I know exactly what he's doing.
I watched his last video. It was like about getting like a copyright strike.
Yeah.
Or not a copyright strike, like a
strike.
community value
In any
strike.
case, if you're listening to us on like on iTunes or something like that, give us
Be
a
sure
5-star
to
rating.
iTunes
Helps
us.
us out, gets us more promoted, and then maybe
Helps
we'll
me
actually
buy
have,
that Lambo.
actually have people listening.
Maybe we'll get a sponsor.
Yeah, wow.
Gotta get those Lambos. Sponsored by STR Eats.
Yeah. In any case, it's time to hit the hay.
Sure is. It's been a slice.